There is nothing worse than spending time cleaning your floors just to have someone track mud and dirt right back inside 5 minutes later. I was tired of weak mats that slide around and don't actually clean your shoes, so I bought and tested the top 5 outdoor doormats on the market. I put them through the ringer to see which one actually keeps your house clean. Product number 1, 4x6 front door mat. When I unrolled this massive 4x6 foot mat, the first thing I noticed was the sheer weight of it. It feels industrial, like something you'd see at a hotel entrance rather than a normal house. Because it's so big, I found that I could take 3 or 4 full steps on it before hitting the actual floor. This is a huge benefit because it practically guarantees all the dirt gets scraped off your shoes naturally without you having to stop and wipe them. I poured some water on it to test the backing, and the rubber kept it locked in place. It didn't slide an inch on my porch. It's got this tough, ribbed texture that grabs onto mud really well. If you have double doors or a really busy entryway with kids and pets running in and out, this is the heavy-duty beast you need. It might be overkill for a small apartment, but for a busy house, it's perfect. Now, if you need something slightly smaller but with a bit more style. Product number 2, 48x36 black stripe mat. I grabbed this 4x3 foot mat because I wanted something that looked a bit nicer than a plain slab of rubber. The black stripe design actually looks pretty sharp on the porch and adds a bit of curb appeal. When I ran my hand over it, the fibers felt stiff and durable, which is exactly what you want for scraping dried mud off boots. I tested it with my low-clearance front door, and it opened right over the mat without getting stuck or bunching up thanks to that low-profile design. It's heavy enough not to blow away in the wind, but light enough that I could pick it up and shake it out easily. It traps debris in the grooves really well, keeping it off my hardwood. If you want a mat that looks good enough for a front porch but still acts like a commercial dirt stopper, this is a solid middle ground choice. However, if that shape doesn't quite fit your space. Product number 3, 3x5 heavy-duty mat. This 3x5 foot option felt very similar to the first one in terms of heavy-duty quality, but the size is a bit more manageable for a standard single door. As soon as I laid it down, I noticed the edges stayed flat immediately and didn't curl up, which is a major pet peeve of mine with cheaper mats that cause tripping hazards. I dragged my muddy hiking boots across it, and the textured surface pulled everything out of the treads effortlessly. The rubber backing is solid, so no water leaked through to damage the floor underneath during my soak test. It's essentially a workhorse mat. It doesn't have a fancy pattern, but it does the job perfectly. If you need a reliable, no-nonsense mat that covers a good amount of space without dominating the whole porch, this is the one to get. But maybe you don't have that much room. Product number 4, 18x30 commercial mat. I picked up this 18 by 30 inch mat specifically for smaller entryways. Holding it, it's definitely lighter than the others, but I noticed the rubber backing is still thick enough to keep it from sliding around under your feet. I put this one at my back door, and even though it's smaller, the dirt trapping mesh works surprisingly well. I really liked that it's completely waterproof. I sprayed it down with a hose to clean it, and it dried out pretty fast. It's not going to cover a huge area, so you have to be precise with your steps, but it fits perfectly in tight spaces where larger mats would bunch up against the walls. If you live in an apartment or just need a tough, durable mat for a side door or garage entrance, this is the best budget-friendly, compact option. On the other hand, if rain is your biggest enemy. Product number 5, Gorilla Grip Hydro-Absorb Mat. Finally, I tested the Gorilla Grip mat. The texture on this one is totally different. It feels designed specifically to soak up moisture rather than just scrape dirt. They claim it absorbs almost 2 cups of water, so I actually poured a water bottle on it and it didn't pool up. It just vanished into the fabric. That is a lifesaver on rainy days so you don't track puddles inside. The Gorilla Grip backing lives up to the name. I tried kicking it out of place and it barely budged on the floor. It's also stain resistant, which I tested with some muddy water and it washed right out without leaving a mark. It's a bit smaller at 29 by 17 inches, but for stopping water, it's the winner. If you live somewhere with a lot of rain or snow, this is the one you want to protect your floors. A good doormat is the first line of defense for a clean house. Whether you need a giant commercial mat for a busy family or a super absorbent one for rainy weather, one of these will solve your problem. I've put the links to all of them in the description below so you can check the latest prices. Thanks for watching.